All right. As I was writing this out, I realized that a little explanation would probably help you guys out a ton. Today, you are going to start and hopefully finish planning your Costa Rica trip. Um, that'll help you prepare for a portion of your final in your Spanish speaking assessment. Let me start this off with this part here. First, um, a good a good starting point is knowing when you're leaving. On your assignment, I've given you the specific dates at which you are leaving and the specific dates you're coming back. I try to pick midweek times so that it wouldn't eat too much into your budget for the trip. Those details are in the the instructions. Please, please, please read them. Let me say that again. Read the instructions. So what I decided to do was instead of actually build my own trip up on things that I'm interested in, I decided to look at what we've done in the past when I'm taking kids to Costa Rica. You notice this is the trip I have planned for 2023 um, with a couple of kids already. But for example, you're going to fly into San Jose. There are two airports you can fly into. There is San Jose, and there's another one over here towards the Central Pacific. I forget the name of it, but that's neither here nor there. So the first day you're flying in, you're going to basically spend the entire first day flying. You might be able to spend some of the afternoon in downtown San Jose if you so choose. It's your vacation. You get to plan that part. Um, just be aware that you have to figure out for your hotels. You'll notice that next to each place I have here like 2 or 3 days. This is the number of nights you're going to be staying in these hotels. And that way you can plan your budget around those hotels. Some people try to stay in San Jose and they drive out here, then they drive out here. The downside of having a trip where it's all based in San Jose is you're very limited in what you can do in a day because you're 2 to 3 hours away from everything. Whereas if you're like, okay, I'm going to go from San Jose to this place called Arenal, then from Arenal to Monteverde, and then from Monteverde to the Central Pacific Coast, and then I mean, there's stuff you can do at each one of these places that you can't do at other places, and you want to try to take advantage of that. So most of you guys are like, I don't know anything about Costa Rica, and that's perfectly fine. What you're going to do is you're going to basically type into Google Costa Rica and then the thing you're interested in. If you're interested in surfing, type in Costa Rica surfing. Okay, and that will give you the best places to surf around the months of June. Remember that certain coasts are better during certain times of year than others, so keep that in mind. Um, then you can type in Costa Rica. Okay, so it'll say, okay, surfing's best in Playa Negra. All right, so you say Playa Negra, where is it? Okay, how do I get there? Because part of your budget and part of the challenge is for you to figure out, do I need to take a bus? Do I need to rent a car? We're going to assume you can legally rent a car for the sake of those you want to. Understand, though, that renting a car is the most expensive thing you can do in Costa Rica outside of the flights. So, and depending on the car you get, it could be the car itself. So a lot of you guys may want to take some public transportation, which was like $5 to get from San Jose to Arenal and other places. Um, yeah, the buses take longer. They go by a different route, but it's also cheaper. So you can stay in a nicer hotel when you get to those places, or you can stay in a hostel if you want and save your money. That's up to you when you travel that way. Um, Anyway, so to start off, you're going to want to first go to a flight company like Flights to Costa Rica. You're probably going to get something like Orbitz or Book It or some weird flight company like that that's going to tell you how much a plane costs. Don't actually book the flight. Just figure out on the dates you want to fly how much it's going to cost. Um, so you'll land in San Jose. You can stay there for as long as you want, but know what there is to do there. If you like city and culture, that might be your thing. So for my kids, the first thing is we fly to Costa Rica. Literally, the whole day is spent flying. The second day, I have them leaving Costa Rica, San Jose, the main area, and then in Costa Rica, we go from San Jose to a little coffee plantation because people like coffee. Then we finally get to the mountains in Arenal. Um, there's a hike at a volcano national park. We also do some kayaking in Arenal. We do a waterfall hike, which is really pretty. Then there's a possible cultural exchange. This is where I usually have my kids learn some local dances from the local kids. It's fun. And then we also go to the hot springs. Like those 2 days are just packed full of stuff for the kids. Um, then in Monteverde, we leave Arenal and go to Monteverde, which is not a real name of a town. Anyway, not important. Um, and then we go there. It's a lot of nature stuff there. Like I've had hummingbird explorations or excursions, hummingbird excursions, not explorations of hummingbirds. There's a glass shop there that I like to take the kids to because they actually can make custom made glass right in front of you. Um, This is a new thing, the local food workshop. That one we actually do on our way to Monteverde. Um, and then you have a hike through the cloud forest. There's a set of zip lines out that way that are actually pretty good. And you basically go between two mountains, zip lining back and forth the entire time. And then from there, you head to the coast, which you get to the beach stuff. There's this aerial tram thing where you go up into the mountains and you can see some nature. It's relatively quiet and it's kind of peaceful and kind of eh. I mean, just as far as like energy goes. But you can see that my trip has a lot of nature involved into it. There's a butterfly sanctuary, which is all right, cool, whatever. I'm not really into butterflies. We do the crocodile safari boat cruise, which is actually pretty cool. Then we go to the national park, which is our beach day. I don't usually have my kids to the folklore evening. I've not been happy with that one in the past, but once again, different people may like it. If you have been to Hawaii and like doing a luau, this is right up your alley. It's similar, except their way. And then I always have my kids. We do the whitewater rafting, and then the 10th day we head home. So you'll notice that my trip is planned for maximum fun. We rent a bus out. And since we're all going there, we do all those things. So understand that my goal on this trip is to wear my kids out. And so they're too tired to cause shenanigans at nighttime. But some of you guys are like, hey, if I can rent a car, I must be an adult, right, Mr. Kohler? I want to go to the discotecas and see the dance night, the night scene. That's cool. Understand though, you're in middle school, keep it middle school appropriate. So yeah, that is the overall theme here. Um, I will have further instructions with each question as I'm going through this because I realize that you guys might want that.